Hello everybody, just wanted to do a little disclaimer video up front here to explain why the video is a fairly lengthy video. I think this is close to 47 minutes video, one of my longer videos. It took a long time to make this water system. We had the plan maybe 2 years ago, a year and 3/4 at least ago. We had to wait to see that the water was actually reliable, the source where we were taking it from, before we put all the time and effort and money into this process. And so we let it kind of sit over a year while you'll see in the beginning where Dan sets up the water tanks. We had to move the water tanks a little bit higher to get a little bit higher pressure, as you'll see. And then from there came all the piping and the process to get it to the garden. And we're quite happy with it right now. So the funny part is the video I'm doing right now is after it's all said and done. So it did work out. It had some challenges. It also had some interesting things that kind of cropped up that we didn't expect, and you'll have to see what kind of pressure we get out of it. We're very happy with this. So hope you enjoy. Do watch the entire video. I went through it and made sure that there was at least me talking or giving information of what's happening, or put some text in there to kind of show what the whole process. Because if you do skip forward, you'll miss kind of the nuances and the little pieces that happen throughout the process. So I know it's long, and have fun with watching the video. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, this is I'm going to explain the entire system in its entirety. So as you know, the creek comes from there, comes up from past the fence. That's where the big maple fell. And then it comes down here into this first white tube, which doesn't feed into anywhere, but it comes down here, but then it feeds down here into this white tube here. There's about separation here. And this goes around here. But once it goes into this tube, this goes into the white one feeds into these gray ones, and then those gray ones go into the big white one. And then here is the first tank, just a small gray one. And it's not very full right now because it's open at the very bottom, but that's coming in like that. And then from here, the little green hose here gets the water from there, and that follows all the way down here. Then I use the big one that I got earlier to feed all the way through here. This one goes across the road and way straight down there.
Just going to interject here. This is the current location. We've moved the IBC containers to this location to get a little bit higher elevation for higher PSI.
And you might be able to see the white tank from here, but I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the video. But then it keeps going down there. And I'm just gonna go around, just get going through the bush. And then for the time being, we only have one holding tank right now. And we haven't really figured out where to put the second one yet. We don't have it here. This is where it comes in from the now green tube. And there's a green splitter in here. I'm not gonna uncover it because I just wanna. Never mind, I'm going to. The green splitter's in here, and it's going straight into the tank through this cloth/shirt filter that we made. So then from here, if I just cover that back off. And if I want to test the pressure, say that I'm going to test the pressure now, it's a lot more than you think. And the pressure should build as I keep piping down there to a lot of pressure from just a little garden hose if I get it to that small.
All right, good morning everybody. We're going to be doing our water system today. We're pretty excited about it. here's our tools that we got. And some supplies. And then some tools in the back here. And right here, some tools. And we got some tools here too. That was a good one. That was a good one. And let's get to it.
I couldn't see anything in there.
You stir it then. I don't know what's going on there.
So here we are draining the tanks just to make sure that there's no silt and debris in the bottom of them, and to get it ready for putting in the actual piping in the bottom, which you'll see in the next few scenes. So I'm going to try to explain this as the video goes along, where we are putting the PVC, 2-inch PVC pipe onto these IBC containers, and the connection to the IBC container is actually a neat little cam lock system that makes it a quick fit going on. They recommended that because the IBC tanks don't have the greatest of threading to adapt to them. And then off of that, the 2-inch, we have a flush out system on the first part. You can see the red valve there, which is kind of a flush out to get the dirt out. And then we have to angle in the middle here a piece down, and we have another ball valve there, which then feeds into a filter. And the filter system is pretty neat actually, to take out any debris from the water if there is any. And then we have the ball valve there that we're putting in right now, just to be able to turn the water on and off easier, so that the tanks can all be joined together. And then we have to angle this down. As you'll see, there's the angle. I think we used a 45 to angle it down into the dirt. And then we take it a few feet down into the dirt, and then we have to hook into the black hose here, which we are then fitting right now with a piece on the end to have to adapt it to the PVC. So all these little adapters to connect it from different hose systems to different systems. And there we're just wrenching it on, and then we now have to then dig out the area, and this is quite a rigid hose, so it was kind of a bear to work with. It was like fighting a boa constrictor, which was, I think we won in the end, obviously, but it was a little bit of a fight. You don't quite see the fight at the end here. We see the digging, but you see the end result right there, as you can see. So now we have to connect the black hoses. And at this point, I just want to give a big shout out to Graham, our neighbor, who gave us about 300 feet approximately of some 2-inch black hose and a 1.5-inch black hose. And the 2-inch hose obviously connected into the PVC pipe, as you saw in the last part. And then we had to then connect there's 2 pieces of 2-inch that we connected together, and then we eventually went down to the 1.5-inch. And the only one that was kind of a little bit of a possible issue was the 1.5-inch one. Was a little bit thicker type material, because I guess all these black hoses have different material or different sizes of them, and the fitting to go from the 2-inch to this particular 1.5-inch was not quite the right fit. So we did the best with it with our little adapters and then the clamps that went with it, and it seems to be holding. There is a better system if we wanted to, but it'd be way more expensive, so we just decided to go with the cheaper route and hope for the best. And then from there, as you'll see as the video goes on, we then have to connect it from the 1.5-inch down to the 1-inch, which is another 300 feet. So in total, we're talking about 600 feet, plus or minus 20 feet. Okay, we're going to be putting these hoses together today. So, get Dan here to hold that. It's actually not bad. I like to cut this one a little bit square. You can hold this one.
You want this stuff?
Put it in your pocket for now. Cut it a little bit straighter. You got her?
Yeah.
first what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it. If you can press down it, see how it's oblong there?
Yep.
Lift it up first though so I can heat it all around. Get your hands out of the way. This flame is hot. See if you can push down on it real quick. In here, it's not gonna hurt you. That's a little better.
Actually, it's pretty good. Actually, that's pretty good. Actually.
See this one?
Dry the pipes to the hand. That's too much.
Too much means it bends back.
This one's pretty good still. Could use a bit more, I think, then. It's gone out a bit.
Well, maybe we'll heat it up and just push it in. Okay, what I'm thinking is we push this one in first.
Yeah. And have
So
gravity.
maybe you need to go get those hammers and blocks.
You gotta use a hammer now.
Holding it?
Yeah. Good, that's the middle. Is that straight?
Looks to be. And you're gonna push, I'm gonna sit on this, Dan's gonna aim it in, then that's the only way we're gonna get it in.
I want to push it down. We're ready to go. Okay.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Oh. This way.
A little bit more.
Again. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
I think as far as it's going.
Pull it this way. There we go.
Here, let me hold that, clamp it. Clamp it like that.
This way, this way.
Worked pretty well, actually. Yeah.
I might get this with the thing on my ratchet strap from my drill.
You have one for your drill?
Well, you just get a bit. Fits right side.
That fits in the drill?
No, just find a bit for the end.
Oh, right. These work pretty good though. I find really hand tight works really well. Works well enough.
Okay, that's one thing done.
That was actually.
And this feeds through there nice and naturally. That was just fluke.
Oh really?
Yep.
Want to cut it?
Okay, this one first. Bang in.
Where is it? Wait.
I got it. Just clamps first. Put the clamps on both right now before you forget.
Front side.
On that one. We'll heat this turkey up. Okay, shove her in quick.
It's not a really even cut, so that's
Where's
right.
this banger in? Give it a bang. It's okay.
That's all I get. But clamping is
Clamps.
works.
Clamps.
It's on there.
Bring them to me though. I can't reach them. This is what she was talking about. It might not seal, so that was why it was easier, eh? Maybe we should have left that for the second one.
Well, it's too late now. We'll go back out.
Yeah, well, it's good. That's good in a way.
Yeah. I think if we torque it tight enough, I think we'll be fine. Then could you honestly put caulking around that too?
Maybe, but probably too late for that now. Okay, ready, Keith, for the
Yep.
wiggle, wiggle, wiggle?
Yep.
Get the video on?
Yep.
It's gonna be heated up first. I'll just make a new video probably of it.
Gotta get away. Wait, get the inside first.
Bottom.
Go.
Yep.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. More.
It's on.
Let go for a sec.
It's on.
No, it's not.
Alright.
Wiggle it down.
Is there a way I should hold it or just tighten the way it is?
This one first.
First one?
Can you do the other one again? That's good. Here it comes.
A lot of water.
There won't be any pressure now. That's the only thing that won't test anything.
Why? Because there's no pressure.
There's nothing at the end to hold it.
Here it comes. This is huge.
Oh yeah. Don't get to start sucking that down, eh? See that?
Yeah.
We just about imploded the tank. Okay, let's go down and see it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the water.
Lots of water.
Go far.
We're coming!
Oh man.
Wow.
What?
Get that stump.
I don't think I can hit it. I can't quite hit it.
You ready?
That's better.
It cleared. Well.
Yep.
I need to get a video of that. That is crazy.
So we need to now get from, I'll show you up here, from the 1.5 inch hose with the 1 inch hose from here all the way down behind me to the garden. And we've got 300 feet of that hose to do it. So let's go take a look at where we're going to put the 1 inch hose. It should be good. So we're coming up to the bottom of the 1.5 inch hose where you saw the big spray come out where we tested it. And now we need to get across this creek. And our dilemma is the creek at times, especially in really high water times, can be quite aggressive and could take things out. So we need to find a good place to go across. And we're thinking it's right here. Let's walk through it. Because I think if we bring this around like that, natural bend right there, take it through here, dig it through. Oh, it's a pain in the arse a bit. I'm going around because I don't want to go through those bushes right now. So I was up there, and I think if we take it across here between these two trees with a little bridge, because the water at times can be up to here. Like if it's really flooding through, I mean, that's scary times, but we don't want to have that happen and take out the whole system. This water over here is really just a secondary creek, so I'm not worried about it. But I am worried about elevation. I would like to keep this high, so to speak, out of the water, and then also to have continual gravity flow down. But let's go take a look over here. Go across the creek. So if we had it here, and then come across here where Dan had done a little bit of digging out before. I'll have to cut out some of these branches and then dig this down. And if we could, this is going up a bit, which I don't like, but we're gonna have to dig deep in there, I think, and unless we, yeah, there's no easy way to get across there and still have this. No easy way to get across there and still have it above ground, or continually going downhill. Because there it goes downhill again, another good 10 feet, 6 feet for sure. But right in here is kind of a low. Huh. Unless we take her down here a little more. Let's just see. Elevation is funny, eh? Like just move a few feet and all of a sudden you're in a totally different elevation. Like if we dug it deep in here, I think that's where we want to go. I think that's the secret right here. Oh, good. These branches are good. Yeah, if we take her through here. Get it underneath these trees. These are actually, I think, living, which want to kind of keep them maybe intact. If we could pull it underneath there, that would be glorious. Somehow, pull it underneath and just follow this line here. That would be right along there. And put some old pipe around the pipe so nothing knocks it over or bites into it. And then just follow it through here. Follow it through here. Dig down in there to get it level with where we want it. Because we don't want to have like an air pocket in here. Not that I think the air pocket would be an issue, because I think we have enough gravity flow from up above. So this is the only finicky piece that we have to it, is getting this across the creek to have long-term stability in case there is large water flow. And we don't want to put it down near the culvert because we want to replace that culvert and kind of dig that area out. So we want to make that so it doesn't have to be disturbed again. I think here it's a little bit of short-term pain for long-term gain, I think. That's where we're at. So I'm gonna go get a chainsaw, I think. I think that's the secret there. It goes through here. Way through here. I think that's the secret there. Right there. Up a little higher.
Let's see if we can get through this part here.
Here is the line that we have to trench out today. 200 feet, maybe, yeah, 200 feet, maybe 180 to be exact, give or take. And we're gonna do it all by hand. We don't have a digging machine, so just do her that way. That's the way she goes. This will be a little bit of fun here. There's some roots in here. That'll probably be the only really hard part if we don't hit any gravel. And then join into where I had done yesterday. Into there, and that goes across the creek and connects up with the big hose. Lots of fun. And this is just fast motion of us, or me at the moment, digging the trench all the way over to the garden. We took off the sod from the top, kind of laid it over, and then had to dig it to the right depth, and had to get tried a different number of tools, but in the end it came down to just a regular shovel that did the trick. And then my dad comes along here in a moment to give me a hand to help dig this trench out. So in total it was about 180 feet, and I think it took us a good morning to do all of this, especially when we get over the next hump, which I show you in the next video. Coming along well. We're getting a good trench dug here right now. Grandpa's just using the tractor to take some of the good dirt out, put it on the garden, because there's some good dirt once we get down. I've been digging pretty deep over here. Like here it's maybe a foot. It's kind of what we wanted, but then we had to come down this little hill here. It's quite a little hill, and then you hit some water, and then there's a little berm, so then that becomes maybe 2 feet deep. Right in here. It's kind of a wetty bog area, and then we're about 2 feet deep, and we're almost there. So this footage just shows the last little bit of the digging towards the garden. This was the last hurrah. We were getting pretty tired at this point, but in the end it worked out well, and for the most part it's going downhill, and we got good weather for this. This just shows it from the other perspective, coming towards the last part of the dig. And we're coming to the end here. And then I'll give you a little tour of the trench. I just thought I'd put the camera deep in the trench here and give you a little tour of it as far as the feet-wise. I was just approximating based upon the video and what I had measured with the measuring tape. So this just gives you an idea of how far. There's 80 feet, 100 feet, 120 feet, 140, and 160, and then right before the bush here it goes about 180. And then we go through into the swampy area, 200 feet, and then through the pipes, and then through 40. We don't have set this up yet, obviously, and just going through the ditch and up there, and approximately, I would guess 280, 285. All right, everybody, how are you doing? Keithy's moving rocks for me. Here's the plan. We are going to unroll this 300-foot, 1-inch P100 pipe. And to do that, we're gonna put a band of tarp over here to keep it from flipping up when we walk away from it. And we're gonna roll it out here, even though it's not going here, because they're gonna put another band here of rocks and a thing, so again, the whole thing doesn't curl back up on us. And then we're gonna roll it all the way over to the start of the creek where the woods are there, and then that's when we have to then pull it through the woods probably about 60-70 feet, and then twist it through little what's the right word, put it through like harder PVC pipe, because I don't want the bears to be eating or gnawing at the pipe. So we're gonna put a sheath of PVC over top of it where it's exposed, but the rest of it's going to be buried in the ditch that we dug in the field. We have to sheath it with some PVC because it's going to be exposed, unfortunately, just the lay of the land. We couldn't find a better way. either this is gonna be a real, either this is gonna be a real bear or it's gonna be better than we think. I don't know. I guess it's always like that in life. But can you hold this here, bud? Hold that together from going spraying like this here. Yep. Let go. Two hands always. When you're spraying. Okay. Okay, let go. Okay. Can you hold that? Put your foot on there for the moment. Maybe we don't need 2 rocks. Need 2? We got the full 300 feet laid out, and here we are now pulling it across the ditch area and then sheathing it with the PVC pipes to keep it protected from the wildlife, because this is the part that'll be exposed. Here's the final bridged up version of what goes across the river, or across the creek. So we got some nice pegs staked in there, the board underneath, so if an animal goes over top of that, it doesn't wreck it or pull it down. Same thing across here, if there's a snow or big wind, board holding it across with the sheathed PVC pipe, and then followed by another little pegged up bridge. Then it goes across, and then it's on the ground from there. And finally, we're at the stage where we can take the 1-inch pipe down to the black 1-inch pipe to the PVC pipe. And here I'm just putting together the end of it to fit into a hose. So I do a few 90-degree turns, or 90-degree turn here just to get it up from the ground across the first rail of the fence. Put a pressure gauge in, which I'm really happy that we did, because I think we would have been second guessing the pressure the whole time. So it's just nice to know exactly what the pressure is, which you'll soon see. It was kind of a surprise. Another 90 to pull it up, and then a 22.5-degree turn coming out a bit so the hose kind of faces inwards a bit, or so the end of the PVC can fit the hose. And then I put a board behind it and then make sure I strap it in real tight, because this is going to be handled quite a bit. I don't want any movement in the pipes because that could just possibly break over time. And there's the little board that holds it out a bit. So this was fun. Actually, I quite liked the plumbing at the end here. This was enjoyable. Here we have our system here. Show you here. Oh, there's an extra piece of pipe I got to pick out of there, but you see the black pipe there? That's the P100 pipe that transitions now to PVC 1-inch. And then across up through here, we've got a pressure valve just to see what the pressure is. So that should be interesting. Then we got a ball valve here, or shut off, and then that goes to the garden hose. That's our fun. Now we get to test her out. Okay, Keith, are you ready to let the water open in a second here?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, you can open her up and then we'll let you know what to do from there. Just stay there for a while.
Open it up now?
Yeah.
That's air.
Yeah.
Here you go. Is it reading any pressure yet?
There's air coming out.
No
you can
pressure.
hear air, big air.
That's not big air, but it's air.
You can open up the other cap.
Sorry, what was that?
You can open up the other cap.
Yeah, we did that.
Open up the main one now, or is it coming?
Yeah, is it guggling out?
For both of them, yeah, they're both coming out.
Nothing yet.
No leaks here.
Well, it's still traveling down the line.
Well, there shouldn't be. There's no pressure really. Okay, we hear water.
Alright, should be coming soon.
Okay, it's coming out a bit now. Just wait, we'll have to see what's going on. Just wait for it. What's the pressure at? What's the pressure at?
Pressure is at nothing, not reading a thing.
Okay, just wait for it.
I think it would read it if it's turned off.
We're gonna let it clear right out, and then we'll let the air come out of it, and then we'll gonna stop it. Just 1 sec.
You think there's still air in there?
Yeah. Okay, I turned it off.
Yeah, there must still be air in the system because it started gargling here when you turn it off.
Okay, we'll let it fill up that way then. We're just getting a big puddle down here, eh?
Well, interesting.
Okay, so pressure's at about 20. It's at about 20 here, Dan.
About 20?
Yeah.
Not terrible. I said I'd be definitely under 30. It wouldn't. I never.
No,
get
we
up
knew
to
that.
30. But it would. It does run.
Now we're gonna try running this little sprinkler. I'm gonna turn it on.
Last year, so we were talking to each other. I used this one last year. It'll run this just fine. Maybe a little.
It's not bad if that's gravity run.
Worth trying to do. Is that even worth doing that?
I don't know. That's pretty good pressure.
Hey, give my
It's not fantastic, but it's not. So the water is off up top. And this is where our pressure gauge is equalizing at. I guess that's about 26. Pretty good actually. Gravity fed. No pump can go bad. The only thing that can go wrong is two things. One is lack of water and the line's getting broken. But at least we can't have a broken pump. Gravity will always be gravity. I'm gonna go for a little walk up the hill here to see if there's any troubles. You won't see anything here because the line is buried. Might as well zoom back out. Going up through the ditch that we dug the other day. About 180-foot ditch right here. I'm glad that's dug. And then so you just done that 180 foot. I bet you it's a 5 foot, 6 foot rise. Maybe not even. 5 foot maybe. This is the only part where we lose a little bit, I think, because it does, I think, go downhill a little bit here, even though we tried our best to prevent it. It's just not possible. And then we've got, excuse me, catching my breath. We've got these old pipes that are just sheathing the 1-inch pipe, so a bear can't come along and gnaw on it, or if it does, it gnaws on the sheathing. And then we've got this little bridge going across here. And then we're back into the ground again, and we haven't dug this quite yet. Although water's funny. We'll leave it there all night and see what happens. Open to the system. I'm just gonna put these over top. Just for protection right now. I don't know, I don't trust it. Let's go see the next connection. It's going up. Now we're starting to climb. See, this is the pipe we're worried about. This one's fine, it's the 2-inch. This one here, this is the 1.5. That was a different kind of 1.5, and they recommended trying this because it's a pretty cheap fix. But there is a better fitting in here that would connect to this hose better. Stinging nettles. Yeah. I'm not worried about the next one because the next one's a 2-inch to 2-inch. And it's not so much the 1-inch, the 1.5-inch to 2-inch. It's the type of pipe the 1.5-inch was. It was a different kind of girth on it. And that has trouble taking the actual adapter. Yeah, see, that one's fine. And let's check up the water system maybe. But that line is, this line is full of water. So it keeps going up and up. I'm not going through that bramble, but you see the containers up there in the white. And this is quite a steep climb right now. Doesn't look like it on video. Whew, that's a steep one. So let's see. Oh, I didn't use too much water either. It's there and there. It's been filling up since. We'll let it fill up. I'm going to shut it off at the tanks. So we'll show you the filter here. This is pretty neat. Sorry, I just walked up the hill, so I'm trying to catch my breath. Gonna turn this off so there's no flow into here. And then as far as opening this, that should work. Perfect. And then you just undo this. The water will come out because it's and then there's the filter that you can clean out. Probably have a bucket of water up here just in case it gets really bad. But so far it's been maybe a little bit of debris in there, but overall not bad. And then just put her back in. Able to, there we go. A little snug, hand tight. And we can turn it back on again. And there we have Adder. Pretty cool, eh? I think that's a slick system, and that's 100 microns, I think it is. We can probably go down a little bit more if we have to, but so far so good. And then just keep that on her there. And remember, that's where it comes from. We have this little dinky hose feeding into these because this is almost like our main filtration system. Besides, we have a filter in the line back there. Remember what this is. So this isn't part of the gravity feed right now. This water comes in here just with a pipe and then feeds into there, into the smaller garden hose. And this just comes out of the ground here. And this is just natural groundwater. Coming right out of the ground and filling the pipes. We have to clear them now and then and make sure it all flows. It's a nice day. How's Fort 309 doing? Fort 309. All right, turn this on. Definitely hear the difference. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. 40 seconds. 50 seconds. 60 seconds.